Annabelle didn't sleep that night. The apartment felt hostile now, every shadow stretched thin by fear, every sound too loud. Charles's words replayed over and over in her mind, sharp and deliberate, cutting deeper each time. By morning, her eyes were swollen, but her resolve was frighteningly calm. She stared at the brown envelope on the table for a long time before opening it again. The divorce papers lay inside, crisp and final. Justin's signature sat at the bottom of the page, bold and unmistakable. Whether forged or coerced no longer mattered. What mattered was the child growing inside her, and the power Charles had made it clear he was willing to use. Her phone buzzed once. No name, no message, just a reminder that she was being watched. Annabelle picked up a pen. Her hand trembled for only a second before she signed. "I'm sorry," she whispered to the empty room. Not to Justin, but to the woman she used to be, the life she had believed in. The ink dried quickly. Just like that, a chapter of her life was erased. Within days, she vanished. She resigned quietly, sold what little she could, and withdrew the rest of her savings in small, careful amounts. She stopped answering calls, deleted accounts, erased traces. Her name disappeared from records that mattered. Annabelle Hale ceased to exist. When she boarded the bus out of the city, she carried only a single suitcase and the weight of a secret she protected with everything she had left. Her mother didn't ask many questions when she arrived at her modest home hours away. One look at her daughter's face, drawn, pale, eyes too old for her years, was enough. The fact that Annabelle came back to a house she was desperate to leave ever since her mother remarried showed Annabelle was in a tight spot. "You can stay as long as you need," her mother said softly, pulling her into an embrace after hearing everything she's been through. That single act from her mother finally broke the dam Annabelle had been holding back. "I won't be here forever," Annabelle murmured through tears. "But I need somewhere safe. For now." Her mother stroked her hair. "Then this is home." Justin returned to the city exhausted but relieved. The trip had been brutal, back-to-back negotiations, endless delays, and a schedule so packed he barely had time to think, let alone call home. Still, beneath the fatigue was anticipation. He wanted to see Annabelle, wanted the quiet normalcy of her presence, the way she grounded him without trying. The elevator doors opened to his private floor. The office was silent, too silent. He frowned as he stepped out, loosening his tie. Her desk was empty. No laptop, no neatly stacked folders, no coffee mug she always forgot to take home. "Annabelle?" he called, expecting her to step out from the inner office with that familiar look of focus. Nothing. A flicker of irritation passed through him. He checked his phone. No missed calls. No messages. His jaw tightened. She would have said something if she was leaving early. He walked into his office and stopped. A cream-colored envelope lay centered on his desk, placed too deliberately to be accidental. His name was written across it in handwriting he knew by heart. Justin frowned and picked it up. The first line stole the air from his lungs. "Justin, by the time you read this, I'll be gone." His chest tightened as he read on, each sentence cutting deeper than the last. She wrote that she had discovered she was pregnant while he was away, that she had thought long and hard about it, about them, about their future, and realized she no longer loved him, that the marriage had been a mistake, that she didn't want to be tied to him anymore. His fingers trembled slightly as he turned the page. She wrote that she had ended the pregnancy, that it was the cleanest way to close that chapter, that there was nothing left between them. Then came the final blow. "I've signed the divorce papers just like you wanted. Don't ever look for me. Forget I ever existed." Justin's breath left him in a sharp, broken exhale. "No," he whispered. His gaze dropped to the documents clipped neatly behind the letter. Divorce papers. Signed. His signature stared back at him from the bottom of the page. Perfect. Flawless. Indistinguishable from his own hand. He staggered back a step, disbelief crashing into shock. "I didn't sign this," he said aloud, his voice hollow in the vast office. He ran a hand through his hair, pulse pounding in his ears. I would never, but the evidence was there. The letter, the signatures, her absence. His phone buzzed. His father's name flashed across the screen. Justin answered without thinking. Did you know? His voice was tight, dangerous. Did you know she was leaving? There was a brief pause on the other end. I assume she told you, Charles replied calmly. Too calmly. She came to me, said it was over. I tried to convince her to stay, but she was resolute. Justin closed his eyes. Pregnant. Aborted. Gone. The words echoed mercilessly. She said she didn't love me anymore, Justin said quietly, more to himself than his father. She said it was a mistake. I'm sorry, son, Charles said. Some people are very good at pretending. The line went dead shortly after. Justin stood there for a long time, unmoving. The city lights outside blurred as something inside him finally broke. Not loudly, not dramatically, but completely. Love had made him vulnerable. Trust had made him foolish. He folded the letter carefully and placed it back on the desk, his expression slowly hardening into something unreadable. That's it, he murmured. Never again. From that moment on, Justin Hale shut the door to anything that resembled love. He buried himself in work, in power, in control. He built walls no one was allowed to climb, locked away the part of himself that had believed in forever. And Annabelle, along with the child he never knew existed, became a ghost he convinced himself had chosen to leave him behind. She changed her name shortly after. New documents, new city, new routines. She took small jobs, avoided attention, learned how to live quietly. Each day, her body changed, her belly rounding, the proof of her choice growing stronger with every heartbeat she felt beneath her palm. At night, she spoke to her unborn child in whispers. It's just you and me now, she would say. But I promise you, you'll never lack love. Months later, labor came on a rainy night, sudden and unforgiving. The hospital room was small and impersonal, the fluorescent lights harsh. Her mom couldn't be there during the labor because of work. She came after. There was no hand to hold, no familiar voice to soothe her. Just pain, fear, and an unyielding determination. You're doing great, the nurse encouraged, gripping her hand. Just a little longer. Annabelle clenched her jaw, tears sliding down her temples as she pushed through the agony. In that moment, she felt the full weight of what she had lost, and the fierce power of what she was gaining. When the cry finally came, sharp and alive, it shattered something inside her and healed it all at once. They placed the baby in her arms, small and warm and impossibly real. My baby? Annabelle breathed, laughing and crying at the same time. What's her name? The nurse asked gently. Annabelle looked down at the tiny face, at the dark lashes and clenched little fist. Strength, survival, hope. Sarah, she said. Her name is Sarah. Alone in that quiet room, Annabelle held her daughter close, pressing a kiss to her forehead. The world she had known was gone, buried under lies and power and fear. But in this place was something stronger, a life she had chosen, a future she would fight for, and a promise, sealed in silence, that one day the truth would no longer have to hide. Justin's phone ringing, cut through the haze of memory like a blade. Sir. Justin's head snapped up. His assistant stood just inside the office. It's been ringing for a while, she said carefully. Are you going to take it? Justin's gaze dropped back to the screen. The name was still there, unchanged, unbelievable. Annabelle. His jaw tightened. For a moment he considered silencing it, letting it die unanswered like everything else she had left behind. But something in his chest, a pressure he had learned to ignore, refused to let him. Leave, I will answer it. Just make sure nobody enters this office until I say so. Not even you, he said firmly. Yes, sir. The door closed behind her. The sound of the latch echoed too loudly in the stillness. Justin picked up the phone. Why now? He said coldly, the moment the line connected. There was a pause. Then a voice he hadn't heard in years, thinner than he remembered, strained and urgent. Justin, I need you. The words hit him harder than anger ever could. I don't think you get to need anything from me, he replied. Not after what you did. I know, Annabelle said, her voice breaking just enough to slip past his defenses. I know I don't deserve to call you, but this isn't about me. A heart skipped a beat. It's about my daughter. Something shifted. Subtle. Painfully. I don't care, Justin said, though the words felt rehearsed, brittle. You made sure of that years ago. She's in the hospital? Annabelle continued, as if she hadn't heard him. She was in an accident. She's losing blood, Justin. A lot of blood. Silence stretched. And, he said finally, and the doctor said her blood type is rare, she whispered. They've tried everything. They've contacted every blood bank they can. Justin closed his eyes briefly. Why are you telling me this? Because they said the compatible donor shares her genetic profile, Annabelle said, her voice trembling now. Because they said her biological father is the match. The words landed, heavy and disorienting. That's not funny, Justin said sharply. Don't do this. I would never lie about this, she said. Not about her. Not about. Stop, he said sharply. You told me you ended the pregnancy. There was a break in her breathing. I didn't, Annabelle whispered. I never did. Silence crashed between them. Justin, she said, her voice shaking. She's 3. And she's yours. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your thoughts mean a lot to me. And trust me, the next part will be even better. You won't want to miss it. Turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know.